Masahiro Matsuno with another play for the ages. Valeria looking long. Ball check gets open again.
Welcome to the World Ultimate Championships 2024, coming to you live from the Gold Coast in Australia. The sun is setting on this beautiful Friday down under. We've already gave out 2 sets of bronze medals, and there's one more to give in this game under the lights. It's the Open Division. It's hometown heroes Australia taking on Great Britain. Liam Grant alongside Andrew Moroney. Andrew, tell us a bit about this game.
Yeah, obviously both sides coming off tough semi-final losses, but it's much nicer to go home with some bling than empty-handed, and a fascinating subplot around the World Games qualification that we'll expand on shortly.
Yeah, really exciting game. It's really tough, I think, for teams coming off, a semi-final loss to refocus. And this, as you said, an incredible matchup in terms of World Games. But yeah, both teams kind of blown out a little bit in the semi-finals, so have to recalibrate now.
Yeah, obviously very flat for both teams. Great Britain, that game more going to seed. But the Japan-Australia game, given the previous result in pool play, where Australia did it pretty easily over Japan, I think they were shocked a bit. Japan played exceptionally well. But a star from Australia is Sam McGuckin. He's up and about. He's not letting the semi-final loss overshadow their opportunity here to take home a bronze medal. He's such a powerful receiver, has a good throwing array, but most of his action has been done downfield, taking high grabs, really powerful cuts, and he's a wide figure too. I think in years gone by we see the slighter, taller guys. McGuckin really good at using his body, but tremendous power to generate those deep cuts.
Yeah, Steph Rapazzo has him in the Beat Charlie Challenge. A lot of people thinking Rob Andrews, but he's on the D-line. They've looked to McGuckin to burn deep. Originally from Brisbane, so from the Queensland area, now living in Melbourne. As we have a look at this British squad, Conor McHale didn't go down without a fight in that USA semi, but this is a massive moment for Great Britain in terms of their World Games qualification as they huddle up here, and it's the big left arm of Conor McHale that was so dangerous for the Brits. He got the game-winning goal on Universe Point against Germany. They had a fantastic game against Canada, and if things are going well for Conor McHale, that usually means things are going well for Great Britain. He can use his legs, he can talk, use his arms. He's just a sensational player on both sides of the disc. As we look at World Games, spoiler alert if anyone hasn't watched the mixed bronze medal game, France winning that one on Universe, guaranteeing them a spot at World Games. And, the French players in tears, not only for the bronze medal, but for that occasion. They all want to be there. This massive for Great Britain and Germany. It's out of Germany's hands. Everything's on this Great Britain Open team. I think they want to win a bronze medal regardless, but that's got to be in the back of their mind as well.
Yeah, massive implications for their whole entire kind of ultimate program. I think any German fans in the crowd will pretty quickly be switching their flags, pulling out some Australia flags, adding to the hometown support, because, as you say, if GB win, they are in. If they lose, it's Germany that usurp them and take that final qualification spot. And Liam, as we get ready for this, there's an immense rivalry between Great Britain and Australia in sports in general, and Ultimate's no exception. In recent times, in 2016, Australia beat GB in the quarter, knocked them out. In 2012, GB were the victors in the quarterfinal, knocked Australia out. And it was the same result in 2008, where GB beat Australia in the quarter, knocked them out. And if that wasn't enough, all the way back in 2000, GB beat Australia in the 5-6 playoff. So to say it's a grudge match would be an understatement. National pride on the line, but obviously two very proud ultimate programs looking to take home the bronze medal in the Open Division.
So the Pommies, a bogey team for this Australian outfit. They've denied them a medal on many occasions. As you see Australia come out on offense this game underneath the lights. Ladamados taking what's given to him. Tom Tulla, better known as Cupcake. McGuckin been forced under. Let's go. Gann swings around the house. Keeping possession here, Australia, but not a lot of options downfield. Working it between the handlers. It looks like a foul on the mark coming from Ragg.
Nathan Ragg playing a couple of years down in Australia for Chile.
And what a scene we have for us here, folks. Under the lights. Everyone gather around here. A full stand. Australia competing in all 3 bronze medal matches. Ladamados. Very static downfield from the Australians. Fairway static. They look deep. Launching one. Will he get there? Incredible speed. And now a shot to the end zone, and it's a goal and a hole for Australia.
Yeah, the Australians stack a little bit deep, but Rob Andrews running on to a stellar upwind put and was able to complete the goal. Bill Foreman, Australia hold, they're on the board.
We haven't seen a whole lot of Rob Andrews on the O-line.
Correct.
We'll see where he plays as this game progresses. But had he been on the O-line all week, he'd probably be a stat leader in this division. Such a tyrant going deep. And a great little shimmy fake by Foreman going to work.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what Australia do with their lines. They ran very short lines through that semi. Some would probably say too short. A lot of players not seeing a single point, and other players having to get out there for continual reps. Not helped by the fact their O-line got broken and they had to keep sending their offensive unit out, but it will be interesting to see if they've got the legs to run out this match.
Yeah, the GB O-line as well had to play a lot of reps. The likes of Abrams under this now. Played a lot of points already today. Hillman playing catch inside his own end zone. Pressure mounting, the Australian crowd cheering on the Dingoes. McHale in the back corner of his own end zone. Not a place any player wants to be. Threads the needle to Hillman. Cameron pops it off. Abrams not out of their own end zone yet. Ford. Round to Hillman again. Oh, small bit of confusion about who's getting the disc. And like a thief in the night, they come steal in. Mark McClay. And at first look, they look clean to me, but we'll have another look now.
I'm not sure what the call is. What can the call be?
And Justin Ford is watching this replay on the Jumbotron. They're quite far away from the Jumbotron, but you got to think Ford had a decent look at it. They're asking for one more time.
It's McLean called the foul, correct? Mikhail?
That's not the right hand signal, so you know.
So 88.
And I think they come to the right resolution there. So Australia with a chance to break. On their first attempt, they do just that. The Australians pumped up right now. David Andrews gets on the scoreboard.
And always nice for your defensive unit to get a break. Start of the game. It's a long game. GB won't drop their heads by any stretch. But an interesting junk look causing the turn. Australia not having many break opportunities at all in their semi-final loss, but already with 1 from 1. Perfect way to start. Nice unguarded shot into space, and Andrews emerging from the shadow of his older brother.
Yeah, both Andrews is already on the stat sheet. Rob, who's back on the D-line now where he belongs to pull this one, got the opening assist. His brother getting the first goal, so a good day for the Andrews family so far. But as you said, both these teams playing a semi-final earlier today, running a lot of their stars, and confusion there from Great Britain. Nobody catching the pull. Leaves them in their own end zone again. A massive error. Mead. Call on the field.
Is an injury. So GB will roll a sub. Robbie Haynes coming on. I think Australia will keep their same line. It's Tom Abrams taking the injury sub, and we're back in.
Mead looking for a reset. Gets the inside shot. McHale sends a big old buttery biscuit to Justin Ford, and he's got legs. He's on an island now, waiting for his teammates to come help, and ends up giving it back to McHale, who shoots the lefty flick to Ashley Yo. Beautiful offense from Great Britain.
And Justin Ford's long cut generating that opportunity. At 37 years of age, he's not lost a step. A stalwart of their Open Ultimate program. As McHale on the board early with the assist. Puts his team on the board. 2-1 Australia.
So it's Australia who got the early break in this game, so pressure on the British to do the same. But as the Australians have looked alive and alert at the start of this game, and McGuckin. Back to Tulip. Radamatos. McGuckin working easy on hers. And now the deep shot from Gak. Oh, what incredible play. Alcock exploding into the skies over the Gold Coast.
Excellent read, excellent elevation. Got it at a tie point and has generated the first break opportunity for Great Britain. Out of the hand, it looked like Foreman had to sit, but Alcock flying through at the last minute.
Oh, and just a complete miscue, gifting it back. After an incredible play from Alcock, the man who burst onto the scene with Devon Ultimate. Now with Clapham. Works so hard to get it back. See the Brits surrounding the stack there, not playing an honest defense. But who else but McGuckin to be an end zone tyrant, roasting to the open side.
So GB's defensive O-line probably with some work to do, an early breakdown. Didn't really give them an opportunity to get their offense rolling or even to keep Australia's O-line out there. And at this point, when you're so deep in a tournament, Liam, sometimes it is about just time and keeping the O-line out, keeping the disc out of their hands. Turning it in the first, couple of throws, it's not really going to help tire those legs and keep your own offensive line off the pitch.
Yeah, both teams absolutely wrecked right now. Last day of the tournament for them, but you gotta feel maybe the hometown crowd here for Australia just helping them find another gear, find that energy. James Mead raises his hand as Rob Andrews lets that pull fly. Fantastic pulls from Australia in the opening of this game. And see, Andrews already pulling double duty. He got a lot of gas left in the tank. Ashley Yo holsters. Looks for the pop to Hillman. Great shutdown defense from Perry, but gets free in the end.
A pick called downfield. But the dump defense pretty stifling from Perry. Andrew Hillman with the disc, managed to get free. GB's offense looking a little bit better after that early break.
Great continuation from Mead. Mikhail looking for the shot to Funk and comes flying out of the back of the field to get a goal for Great Britain and a clean hold.
And Liam, you mentioned that continuation break throw. Something the Australians may not have done as well as they'd like was preventing the break opportunities from Japan. And similar thing happening there. We see that first break so often, followed by a second. That one more just on the inside. We see the first leading to the continuation. This one a little harder to defend, but you could see Trong already out of position because the break throw to his opponent had already gone, so he was scrambling a little bit. Benjamin Funk on the board with a goal.
Ben Hall on pulling duties for GB. The tattoo artist in training. And the wind has really died right now. All the games earlier on today, very windy. Hardly a drop of wind right now, and it allows for those big hanging pulls like we just saw from Hall. Adam Alice. Famed for having played a bit of Ultiworld pony. We could probably do with him on the D-line this season. Don't know if he's playing a trip to New York as Hall takes to the air. Performing, composed. Cupcake with the leading round backhand. Oh, and an incredible block. Chris Allen comes bolting out of the gates. What a moment for one of the famed cheeky boys. Now we see OG. They gave it away incredibly quickly in the last break attempt, and OG just has to send one up. A trust throw. And a good spirit in this game is Cupcake and Hall having a little chat.
Jeez, I wouldn't contest a foul against him. He looks pretty tough. Few stickers that he's rocking.
Looks like they might be going to VAR as they turn and look at the Jumbotron.
It's too close. It's what?
That was a stall 9 3/4. Hopeful throw, and you know, if it's caught at the same time, it goes to the offense. So realistically, in this situation, Cupcake needs to have caught it cleanly first. And that looks same time to me.
I agree with you, Liam. I don't think we'll see a frame where Cupcake has it.
If anything, looks like Hall caught it first. Hall. And they punch in the first break. An incredible grab. But does it for Great Britain. Back on serve here now. In this bronze medal matchup, so much on the line. For Australia, for Great Britain, and for Germany as they would have it.
And an enormous block getting that turn, but the entire defensive line, 3 consecutive bids from Great Britain, their defensive unit working as a team to build that pressure. They've put their team back on serve. Individual brilliance and teamwork working in sync there. As we see the first, I thought that one was a D. That was phenomenal bid. The second one under pressure. That one the block, followed by the score.
Ben Hall taking flight. And you feel like it's going to be, maybe the players didn't have a huge impact in those semis. They're maybe resting a bit. They have their fresh legs right now. I see Charlie Butt there getting the break for Great Britain. He's enjoying himself.
He's smiling, he's having a good time.
As is everyone here at Runaway Bay. Packed stands, packed sidelines. Just a classic game on the penultimate day. Andrews, who's barely left the field in these opening 6 points. Adam Ados, back to Gann. Andrews. Now they get the big open under. Has to climb high, but we happy to do so. Gets the tasty inside shot. Around to Gann. And swinging with ease here, Australia, but every downfield pass difficult to get. Lalmados thinks about the deep shot. Gann rides the contact. Oh, an incredible block in the lane. Warnock read that all day. Warnock, the Scotsman, on his team.
Back-to-back break opportunities here, Liam. This point, massive.
Magnus Wilson has a wealth of wisdom. As you see McHale on the line, teases one out, and another break for Great Britain. Declan Cartwright gives them the lead.
And McHale with a searing up the line. Break cut, followed immediately by a quick release on the backhand. Any young players looking to learn about how you cut up the line, that's the way you do it, with intent and aggression. To see GB happy to run a bunch of poachers. This was the one that got the block, but prior to that, particularly when they had really strong field position, they were very happy to sit one out in the lane, run a couple of switches, really try and break down Australia's first offensive look, which they did. And as I said, McHale up the line, immediate backhand release, realised that his target was getting face marked, so just needed to throw it to space.
See members of the GB women's, the mixed team there cheering on the open side, because a lot of them likely to be playing at the World Games if the GB Open team can get the bronze medal here.
So I'm not a great lip reader, but I was watching Nathan Ragg in that huddle. I won't repeat word for word, but it was no unders. There were a couple of other words in between it that we won't discuss, but I think the focus is no unders, and why not? That's how they're generating their blocks. Australia not putting it, so if GB dare them to throw long, I think that's the right defensive strategy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the Queen's English he was speaking there. Spent a little too much time in Australia by the sounds of it.
Yeah, we probably taught him some bad habits.
Alexis Long with the pull here. Ladamadas. And again, this switching and poaching defense from Great Britain flustered Australia in the last point. It's all about decision making for them, seeing the field. A pick called. And you know, the Australia offense reminds me of a revolver offense going back to 2017, 2018. They want to play vert stack, isolate, you know, fast players in the lane, big cutters. And that style of ultimate worked for many years, but you know, Brian Jones and Pride of New York came along and said, hey, we're gonna not mark you honestly, we're gonna sag, we're gonna switch. And that kind of changed how people played ultimate in the US, and kind of Australia seemed to be kind of stuck in that gear at times. And I'm saying this kind of overall watching Australian ultimate. They have a lot of big, fast players that like to isolate them downfield, but suddenly when you start switching and poaching, they find it a little more tricky. And here comes the deep shot to Andrews. He's going to hop, skip, and jump that one in like a kangaroo.
And an end-to-end throw gives Australia their much-needed offensive hold. I saw Ollie Gordon out of the corner of my eye. I thought he was going to take flight. But as we gathered out of the timeout, GB's strategy to say cover the unders, happy for Australia to chance their hand long. On this time, on this chance, it does come off.
You can see Ollie Gordon there trying to sneak around the back, but just never really had an angle to attack the disc.
Well, I think he was in two minds for a moment ago. Do I continue marking McGuckin? Because if it's not in, he's going to be one out. But as it was, that throw had enough on it to reach the end zone.
See McHale pulling double duty at times, playing a bit of offense, a bit of defense. He did that a lot in the USA game. And, you know, I was thinking about halfway through the game, I felt like Great Britain didn't have a chance, and maybe they should be resting the stars one eye in this game, but there was no way you were getting McHale off the field. He wanted to go toe-to-toe with some of the world's best. Yo. Now a zone defense from Australia. Andrews trying to give Yo a big old koala hug, but Yo not too happy with it.
Yeah, I think you'd have every right to be. I think Andrews kind of tripping over himself there. Didn't mean to, but certainly the contact, I imagine, uncontested.
Bit of a sideline trap here. McHale slices and dices through it. Pivoting through the mark, Justin Ford. Quickly back on his feet. Mead. Again to Ford. Making light work of this Aussie zone. Oh, dangerous pass, just as I said that. Andrews takes off like a flying squirrel and gets it back.
He heard you, Liam.
Yeah, for the Australians. I thought GB were in cruise control, but he set the trap. Who can step up on this? Aussie Dylan Shepherd drives the disc up line. Bray. Back to Shepherd. Belly. You can see the GBO line, when he gets to the red zone, don't really play an honest defense. We see Josh East and Robbie Haynes surrounding the stack. You see the front of the stack there. East and Haynes playing team defense. They did this a lot in the USA game, and I think it's a good tactic for trying to shut it down, but also blown coverage there. Confusion with Robbie Haynes, and Josh East leaves the easy goal, and a massive break for Australia. Bray bringing it in.
And again, we're back on serve. Multiple breaks in this game. As Andrew's showing why he earned his spot on this team. He's there to get blocks, as his brother was when Rob started out. And then finishing, James Bray, thrown by Nick Lely. And a real seesawing battle. Liam, Australia with the momentum early, then dropping 2 consecutive breaks. Getting one back now. Really interestingly poised.
And 2 breaks apiece, and I think a perfect game for both D-lines here. When the D-lines get to this, they're not giving it back, and it's a boozy bronze medal game here as Team Canada having fun.
Old mate there just getting an early bath, an early shower. Didn't look thrilled about it, to be fair. Haven't seen any shoeies though yet, Liam. Another Australian pastime.
I feel it'd be remiss of me to not engage in such a cultural experience, you know?
Yeah, I don't think we'd need to ask you twice.
Be part of the halftime show here in this showcase game, and Rob Andrews seems to have 2 fuel tanks. Doesn't look tired at all out there. That ball just about lands in bounds and rolls out the back, so nice platform for the Dingoes to build some defensive pressure. James Meade, as calm as you like. You see the set play from the Brits. Ashley O comes trundling across from the far sideline. Now back to Meade. He's pulling the strings. McHale falls over, sticks out a paw. Looks like a foul is called.
I thought he tripped, but he must have been legged by Andrews.
Accepted foul call. McHale made a good effort there as he was falling over. Loving this matchup. Ashley O a little too excited to get things going. McHale looking for Meade. He's been every other pass. Has Kylo chasing him around. Probably the best handler defender on this Australian team coming out of Western Australia. Cameron. Plenty of pressure being piled on the Brits now, but they look calm, cool, and collected. McHale shoots for the end zone. This one looks inch perfect, and it is. Another brilliant clean hole for Great Britain. Smiles all around from Ashley O.
And Yo finishing the play, but that was, I think, the smoothest GB offense. I really enjoyed the movement and the flow. There just seemed to be constant motion coming out of the stack. They weren't relying on handle resets too much, using the full width of the field. I reckon that was the best the GBO line has looked all night.
Philo, a handful for James Mead, but McHale takes out his 6-shooter and fires one from the hips.
You and Kylo use the same hairdresser, do you, Liam? He's rocking a pretty rude lid. He's got the mullet going.
I actually know Kyle very well from his time on Pelt. Played with my club team at the World Ultimate Club Championships in Cincinnati. Yeah, the old mullet mustache. A familiar look here in Australia is Zirogaki out there in offense. You'd probably expect that this will be his last World Ultimate Championships, but who knows?
I think we said that 8 years ago and 12 years ago and 16 years ago, so you'd be brave.
It's a timeless classic. Cupcake has the peak capped on under the lights, as we see.
Again, they're happy to sit that poach in the lane for just for one, just to get the Australians second guessing.
Yeah, if you're playing that vert stack and the defense surrounds it, you kind of need a few people to get active, but that's not the case for Australia really at the moment, and makes it hard to get free when they're playing such good team defense. Nagaki now. He's got a cannon, and he's not afraid to shoot it. This one will be contested. 2 go up, but following the play, Cupcake in the end zone.
And Nagaki with the full upwind shot, originally to McGuckin, but Cupcake there to pick up the scraps. GB's defensive pressure looked good early on, but Gak decided to uncork one, and Cupcake was there, saw the big boys go up, stayed down, giving Australia a 6-5 lead.
Nagaki playing in a Wild West shootout. That's the second time he's thrown a hook. He's had one turn already. That one, probably back McGuckin to take it down, but couldn't get up on that occasion.
And Cupcake smiling because he absolutely knows he is on the screen and on the Jumbotron. And I think he's reasonably pleased about it, Liam. It's an understatement.
He's a goal scoring machine. Just send it to him deep the whole time. I don't know why they don't do it more.
He's the target, okay. Oh, I would say in seriousness, though, something that Cupcake does as well as anyone is striking deep from the handler spot. So I actually think that's a semi-legitimate strategy from the Australians.
I think the Brits have been trying to force him out of the handler space and go deep, and we've seen him do it a couple of times.
Ooh.
And a miscue again. A chance to take a 2-point lead now for the Australians. GB scrambling, unleashing a hammer, and wide open in the back of the end zone. Australia with another break.
Andrews with the goal, but it's Nick Lely getting the D, and then going upstairs with the cross-field hammer, giving Australia a 2-point opportunity, a 2-point lead. He's pumped, his teammates are pumped, and the crowd's pumped, Liam.
Nelly chalk it down. Some good zone defense and just a lapse of concentration from the Brits, and ruthless again.
Yeah, it was really interesting. He just missed that one. He kind of had the opportunity on the first, and he just made it messy, which as a mark in a zone or playing anywhere in around the disc, your job is make it messy. That got the turn there. And he thought, why not? I'll finish it off. Hitting Andrews Jr. for the hammer goal.
Early with the sun cream on at night time. Speaking as a ginger myself, you gotta watch out for that moon burn, you know, it gets you.
Look, I think if you've made it to this far in Worlds and managed not to get burnt, you've done pretty well. Had some sweltering days, and you touched on it earlier, Liam. Conditions tonight, perfect for Ultimate.
As we're here at Freckle Fest 2024, Andrews with the big backhand pull yet again. Mead shielding his eyes, catching that one as there is the floodlights on. And games under the lights always seem to have this next level of intensity. McHale lets one rip. Canio get there? It's fading away from him. He pulls out of it. One at the start of the week, would he have been able to chase that one down? Didn't make it easy for McHale. That one not really hanging up in the air. Chance to break for a half. As we see some of the cardboard cutouts there.
John O'Keefe will get this offense underway. Such a reliable player, become probably their best, one of their best players, certainly premier handler in the team.
Having to go to the full field now in order to break. Andrews surveys downfield. Brilliant inside shot, and this GBO line like to play switchy defense, and whether that's a tactical issue or is that just trying to save legs. There's a deep shot, a big old buttery biscuit. Perry underneath this one. The Queensland man gets the break and takes half for Australia. What a moment for the Dingoes.
A huge play. The Dingoes put in back-to-back breaks to take half. And a fantastic put, but also immediately prior to that, Ollie Launen, a zipper that the whole crowd oohed when they saw it. That was the shot that then opened up the power position hut for John O'Keefe. In my book, the first pick for World Games. Something's wrong if he's not featuring very high up in the roster.
Perry, the hometown hero, has had a sensational tournament. One of the grabs of the tournament for sure. And looking at Australia, and the big thing that stands out to me, 4 break chances, 4 breaks.
Yeah, phenomenal from their defensive unit. You couldn't ask for anything more. On the flip side, if I was Great Britain, I look at the rest of those numbers, and it's pretty even. There's not really a glaring error.
As they're joined now by Rob Swan. A fantastic first half for Australia, Rob. Things going your way. What really impressed you in that first half?
I think it's just our defensive intensity. We came out, we ran the sets we wanted to do, applying a lot of pressure around the disc, getting a good few short field turns, and then just punching them in straight away. We love it.
Yeah, and on those punch-ins, I suppose, your defensive offense making the most of every opportunity. Was that a focus point coming into the game, or are you guys just kind of playing on instinct and running and gunning?
We always want to convert, but we are running and gunning. We live by that sword, we die by that sword. Our defensive lines, you might have heard an MAS chant. That refers to one of the names of our sprint sets that we do. And so we are the fittest team here. We are ready to run.
What's it like playing in front of a hometown crowd under the lights in a bronze medal game? How is it out there?
It's just indescribable. I think like this is the culmination of years of effort from so many people, like Dan Rule being a huge one of them, but a lot of people have worked so hard for years and years and years to build this Dingoes program and all the Australian teams, and to bring the World Championships home is super, super special. And, you know, no one else is playing. All of the other teams are here. Yeah, it's a truly special memory.
Yeah, an incredible first half for the Dingoes. Thank you so much for joining us, Rob. Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you. Let's go, Dogs.
Let's go, Dogs. The message from Rob Swan. as we go into half-time. Australia in the lead, 8-5 over Great Britain. Welcome back to the World Ultimate Championship as Great Britain currently trailing Australia 8-5. We see a big pump-up speech from Nathan Ragg there. We're now joined by Tommy Garwood. A difficult first half for Great Britain. You know, playing a semi-final on the same day. Difficult for players out there in terms of legs, resetting their mindset. What's it like playing the bronze medal game in the same day, and what's it like to play two games?
It's just so much fun. I mean, the crowd's here, the energy's high. We're feeling pretty good, and it's a long game. You know, we've really enjoyed it. It's been hard in semi-final, but we're fighting now.
And it's so unusual to have a tournament where this result has massive implications for something like the World Games. Do you use that with your squad to build motivation, or do you really try and make things just about the next point and this game?
No, we haven't even thought about it. You know, it's all on us. That's the message.
Yeah, well, a small bit of a mountain to climb here in the second half. The Dingoes look really good. What are you maybe going to do in the second half? Change things up? What do you hope from the squad?
I think our defense is working, right? Nothing changes there. Offense is just space and decisions. Two really simple things.
Thanks very much, Tommy. Some kind words, and looking forward to the second half, and best of luck.
Thank you.
A simple message from Tommy Garwood, just a bit of spacing, clear it up. And you look at a player like Conor McHale, has had 4 assists but 4 turns in that game, and he's kind of their wild card at times. Great Britain, if he's turning over, it becomes very hard to win. If he's hitting those shots, they're kind of unstoppable.
Yeah, well, you nailed it in the pre-game. You know, you said when Conor has a good day, GB have a good day. So the inverse applies as well.
You see Ollie Gordon there. He'll be on the D-line with the cheeky boys, as they call themselves.
Why do they call themselves the cheeky boys, or should I not ask?
I'm not really sure. If you follow their Instagram page, they're sharing a lot of info. Chris Allen kind of came up with that concept. He was actually an alternate. We seen him got a big block earlier on in the game. Oscar Moriano was supposed to be on the squad, but an ACL injury early on in the tournament. You've probably seen him hopping around on crutches here. So Allen, taking the opportunity. He's had a great tournament.
And just as we do wait for this to get underway, I like Rob Swan's reference to Dan Rule, a legend of Australian Ultimate, also integral in helping set up India's Ultimate program. So a big shout out to Dan and Jess, his partner. The Dingoes wouldn't be here without his support, but also probably the same for Team India and their fantastic campaign.
Hillman gets things going. And we're about 10 seconds in before we get the first call in the second half. Just a bit of close contact on the force, an accepted foul. Mead to Ford, playing the horizontal stack now. Great Britain quite far away from the disc. They're going to run it through the handlers, and as is the case, incredible pressure from the Dingoes. But essentially working through the handlers at the moment. But now we have East grinding out and under. Gets the continuation to Hillman. East showing his speed as he drives up line. Haven't seen him throw too many backhand hooks, but Justin Ford working hard for his younger teammate East. Was free up the line, but they go back around. Patient as always. The Brits. East getting involved again. Riding the contact. Tight on the sideline. Mead with the shuffle step and the pull back on the spike, keeping it easy.
I think he holstered it because he saw Jacko Bocce on the ground, and it would have been reasonably close to his bonk. So nice restraint shown, but also nice restraint shown by the GB O-line. Couldn't really move it off that sideline, but they were cool with it. They kind of just took a second, a couple of high counts, but showing great composure, critical to hold on the first point out of half.
Brilliant work from Mead here. Watch this shuffle step. Just throws the defender off with just that small jink, shifting his weight but keeping his hips pointed towards the end zone. East not too bothered by the contact.
Mead showing mercy on Bocce. The goal was enough.
Cupcake. A perennial World Game star for Australia. They've already booked their tickets to China. Great Britain need a win here in order to make the journey. No doubt the likes of Anna Gerner and Nico Muller are watching this game closely. They're the ones that beat USA last time, but depending on how this game pans out, they might even go next. Slow and steady for Australia. Mark Wee gets it to Foreman. Australia happy to throw out a different few players there on offense. Now a shot to the end zone. Fantastic yet again. Peter Blakely gets his first goal of the game.
Let's go.
And Blakely and Chulett playing together for many, many years, played on the same club team for over a decade, started playing together, their first Worlds campaign 2006 in Boston. And with that connection, you can really trust your teammates. At one point, it kind of looked like Tex was in double coverage. But you can see Chulett just checking and making eye contact with him, and it's a thrower-initiated pass. Blakely catching it between two. But it all started from that thrower initiation, confirmation that, yes, you're my target. I'm going to throw, you're going to run into the space.
Aussie fans pumped up right now. And Peter Blakely is one of the players that featured an article I wrote for Ultiworld. The 10 best players of the decade. That was the 2010s. The 37-year-old still featuring here and matching the age of many of this GB O-line. Mead. As we see this zone again from Australia. They got a break off them last time they unleashed it. Haynes gets the easy pass to Ford. McHale looking to run the give go and gets the most yards so far for GB. And again, that give go kind of unlocking his own defense at the moment. I see East doing the same thing. Everyone in the field happy to play this small ball, quick play. Now Mead gets the blady flick to Funk. East with a continuation. And McHale keeps his feet in bounds. Silky offense from the Brits. Kale looks focused now. It's Great Britain who need a break. We see the O-line gathered together, probably talking about how to unlock that zone. Did it perfectly there. Particularly those, give-go actions, get a bit of dribbling going.
And what I really appreciated was the work rate of Charlie East. Sometimes there's a bit of a misnomer that because they're playing zone, if we stop here, we can see that's East there. He was behind that line, that defensive line. But just because you're playing against the zone doesn't mean you can't hit full speed. He ran past that fence, who were looking to contain a bit. Just because your offense is in that zone look doesn't mean you can't hit full speed. He created that goal opportunity.
Yeah, I think they did that the entirety of that point. Whoa, layout centering catch. Not that we want to do Rogacki. See everyone's hearts in their mouth when Rogacki gets the disc. You know what he wants to do. Not so sure if his teammates want him to do it. There goes Rogacki with the big old buttery biscuit, and that one on a platter for Wee.
And they get around him. Tom Rogacki, the old dog, still got it. You called it, Liam. Every time Tom gets it, the entire crowd, as well as his teammates, look deep to see what the option was, but that was absolutely flawless. Great cut, but that big backhand that we've seen for over 2 decades now goes, as we see Cupcake early, keeping the point alive. That was kind of halfway between him and Latamatos. And then Mark Wee, absolute set of wheels on him. And as we said, the rivalry between the old colonies and the motherland in 2016, Australia got over GB in quarters, but prior to that, it was GB breaking hearts, as we see Tim Booth involved in many of those.
Interestingly, Australia beating GB in London. Can GB get revenge now and beat Australia here down under? The scene has been set. Who can stand up and be counted? James Mead. Hillman around to Mead. Cameron getting involved and going with his zone look again, and GB had plenty of time to talk about what they want to do. No East this time. Both teams, in fairness, cycling through quite a few players on offense and having to blade 15 minutes backwards, and that's not the way GB want to go. After essentially being at the break mark, now back in their own end zone. And they're missing a few of the players that like to run that give-go. Not seeing it right now. Ford unleashes the hammer. Hillman able to capitalize. Rio. Mead playing the axis roll, and Ford does it again.
It feels like those cross-field hammers are just releasing the pressure, Liam. They were in the middle of their own end zone, now at halfway.
Yeah, there's no way you could throw that hammer just a few hours ago. But when the sun sets, the wind drops here in the Gold Coast.
Australia's wings able to play super aggressive at the moment. Not many deep. No one in the end zone for GB.
Yeah, no deep options. You feel Australia would love then the test of likes. I think that's McGuckin on the field, playing deep. Usually O-line player, but doesn't have to run too much. Easy to cross him over when he's playing his own point. Funk. That looked like a dishy push pass. I'm not sure if it was a blade or push, but worked nonetheless. And taking some throws out of the bag that I said would definitely not have worked earlier, but perfect ultimate conditions and a perfect offensive hold for GB. Ashley Yeo finishes it off.
And the O-line showing exceptional patience to hold up their end of the bargain.
Stack it, Tommy, stack it.
Going from the back or the middle of their own end zone. Using the width, using some cross-field hammers. As we see this first one. Eventually coming out wide. The first deep dump, they had to go back. As you said, Liam, it got pretty uncomfortable, but once they started finding the width, then they were able to move it, and from their red zone, it looked really patient, really calm and composed.
Ashley Yeo with his third goal of the game. And this the last of the bronze medal matches. A really exciting day of ultimate that we had. 49 teams here on the Gold Coast from 22 countries. Only a few nations can make it to the medal table. As we see the cheeky boy celebration there from Ashley Yeo.
Again, you're building a bit of intrigue about these cheeky boys. I'd like to know more, maybe later.
Yeah, follow the GB Open Instagram. Nob Rao, WFTF president, featured yesterday on the segment called Knobs. I won't get into greater detail about it.
You're painting a picture, I get it now, yep.
And again, it's junky kind of luck from Great Britain, and not a lot of action downfield from Australia at the moment. Grimmin trying to work that soft spot. But not quite the motion offense against the zone that we saw from Great Britain. Grimmin now trying to get a bit of dribbling going with Tulip.
I'm liking this if I'm JB, Liam.
Andrews now with the disc, and yeah. GB be happy with the pressure so far.
And now Tom has to engage the super deep dump.
Again, with perfect ultimate conditions, you feel it's okay to go backwards. Field position, not too much of a worry here. It's going to be a possession game for both sides. Dan hits Grimmin to rise the contact. The big boys out in the field, and they're happy to ride the contact.
I think they've moved away from that zone now, Liam, into a match.
And Andrews loses his hat but keeps the disc. As we hear Brenda being called, and that's been the transition call for Clapham and GB for well over a decade. I don't know who Brenda is, but she likes playing match defense. Gan. Grimmin. Again, engaging that super dump, but to run the give go, gets the yards back, thinks about the hammer, potentially on. The Australians going coast to coast again, hitting the inside pass, and just a 1 yard goal. Beautiful possession offense, and Grimmin.
Is that anything? Is that something?
With an unusual spike, trying to balance the disc on the cone. No, that is not anything, just to confirm.
You see the hometown support in their semi, lost to Japan. One of the Japanese athletes did the exact same spike, so I'm not sure if it's an homage to the gold medal contenders.
Was that a no-look scuba?
I wouldn't put it past him.
There was maybe a foul there in that play, but love how Grimmin, unfazed, stays focused and take advantage of the British player laying on the turf.
Tex needing to toe that one. I think it would have been pretty close had he not. So once again, Liam, the focus and the pressure moves back to the GB offensive line. Their job's simple. They must hold.
Yeah, both teams is trading out here in the second half, which is fine for the Australians. They'll take that any day. It's the Brits who need to find some break options. Hillman, a lot of pressure downfield. Don't know if he saw the Dingo in hot pursuit. Mead. Such great motion in that handler space. Now to Ford. A pick called quite a while ago. Now, this is an interesting question, you know. Quite a number of passes being completed when the pick is called. Nobody in the stack moving, but the three players seemingly continuing playing on. Much of a muchness considering they're going to keep possession either way, but they're happy to come in the lead. You know, what point do you say it was affecting the play? Certainly didn't stop Ford getting free again. McHale. How many touches has Mead had in this game? And he's been hitting those inside shots all day. Gives GB plenty of momentum. Haynes keeps his focus. Knocking on the door now. He gets the dish back. Robbie Haynes with the goal.
Haynes keeping GB close. Their O-line needed to hold, and they have. They've held all of the second half, despite some attempts from Tony Castrogano. Two bids going very close there, Liam, neither coming off. But if I'm GB, I'm saying O-line, you're doing fantastic. You're holding up your end of the bargain. But the D team only have so many more opportunities. To see that of the second of his two bids, putting him out of position for the goal. Haynes recognising his play was out of position. And really clever from the stack to stay away, stay disciplined, isolate Haynes, who had the natural advantage.
You see Garwood dishing out the orders. Hall has already got one block this game. They need him to get another. And something not often talked about in Ultimate is, but if you make a layout attempt and don't get there, you're essentially giving up either a break throw or giving up a couple of yards. And you know, it's somebody got to make the decision, and can you get there? And in fairness to Tony, he was close on a couple of occasions, but
you are essentially rolling the dice. But on the flip side, if I'm GB, I'm saying go for it. They've got to change something. They've got to risk giving up an easy hold to getting a break and getting within one.
You see Ragaki on the field. If I'm Great Britain, I'm forcing this to Ragaki and maybe trying to have a player to peel off. You know, he's puck happy, but Gan takes the shot this time. Oh, it's Mac. Doesn't look like there's any call.
GB are going to run and gun. Australia going to have to pick up. That's the first turnover of the second half, Liam.
Hall. They're looking very casual on the force. Allows that inside break to Ollie Gordon. East. One of the O-line players. Launching it to McHale. Can he get there? He's going to have to lay out. Full extension, but can't get there. There's too much edge on that disc from East. Had he sat it up, it would have been an easy rundown for McHale, and he's calling an injury here.
I think it almost grazed his thumb too. I think it grazed his thumb. And you made the point earlier, there's a difference between day 1 cutting and day 6 cutting, and McHale with a set of wheels on him probably reels that in. But how about the first opening couple of throws? Really giving GB some space, opening up that huck attempt.
This truly is a game of centimetres. McHale had his eyes on the prize, but could have been a lot easier for Magaki.
Your man.
GB got to be expecting that. He sees McGuckin. I don't know if he was even cutting. But he climbs the ladder and skies a pack of Brits Andrews. The two Aussies arguing about who got the stat. I think he had to rip the disc away, and Andrews holds on to it. He has our stats keepers bamboozled here. Both Andrews and McGuckin. And was that a good option? I guess so. The two Aussies owning the skies here.
Well, I think it'll go in the book as an assist to Ragaki and a goal to Andrews.
That doesn't count as 2 goals. No, Ragaki just wants to send it. I think McGuckin had that first.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, spot on.
Shout out to all the volunteers, scorekeepers, everyone working hard to make this a great event. And I confirm with my great scorekeeper and statistician, Marley Prinslow, that that one's going to go to McGuckin, at least in our stats anyway.
Well, here's one for Ruben Berg. The rule is if the offensive and defensive player catch it simultaneously, it stays with the O. What if they're both offensive players?
2 goals. 2 goals confirmed for Ruben Berg. So that's a double score for Australia.
It's a loophole Ruben's got to close.
I will confirm our scorekeepers do accept bribes. If you want a few extra stats. And that will go down, I think, for McGuckin, which could influence the Beat Charlie challenge, whether you had Andrews or McGuckin. I'm sure a lot of people had the 2 Australians, but GB now leading this one in.
What a throw.
And Funk toes that one in. Another clean hold from Great Britain.
A nice early flow at the beginning of that point for GB, but it was all really opened up by, again, a thrower-initiated cut into the space, showing their receiver where they wanted them to run immediately prior to the goal. And we'll take another look at it.
And this one just sitting it up for Ford. Able to milk that one like a dairy cow. And Funk follows up to punch it in. And they've been flawless in the second half, Great Britain. But the damage was done in the first. And Andrews back on the field again. I don't know how he's doing it. You see Will Rowledge there running off. They would love to have Will Rowledge on the field right now, but still carrying an injury. He was on the roster, but hasn't played a point all week. Probably the fastest man in the Open Division in Great Britain. Kale back out there after calling an injury sub not so long ago. That one hanging up beautifully in the night sky here in the Gold Coast. Hewlett didn't want to catch it, but easy passes for Australia here. Great Britain is not able to apply the pressure at all. Australia just 3 goals away from a bronze medal. As you see this chunky zone look again, Rag just hanging out in the lane, allowing the easy swings. Gan. Oh, and there's a turn, an opportunity for Great Britain. You feel they need to score this to stay in contention. McHale is on the field, looking for the up line, getting high in the stall count. He's going to throw a big hammer to McHale. Gan is in the lane. McHale yet again. They overthrow him. This D-line just unable to find any rhythm, and they've had 2 opportunities in the second half and just throw them away.
They're starting to generate a couple of opportunities, Liam, but it's not going to be enough. They need to convert these breaks. They need to throw 3 centimetres closer to Connor McHale.
Ladamados. Beautiful carving throw up the near sideline. And McGuckin given plenty of room to work here. Doesn't look like the Aussies are going to make the same mistake twice. Tulip. Very flat force from McHale as he moves around quite a lot on the mark. Rag. The inside lane busted open. And McGuckin yet again. How many more break opportunities are the Brits going to get? Australia just 2 goals away from a bronze medal here in the open division. They've looked for McHale twice now, Great Britain, but have overthrown him. Unable to get any flow from the D-line offense. McGuckin just unstoppable in the end zone. Missed opportunities here from Great Britain. A game of inches. It's been a lot of overthrows going downwind, just not calibrated here. The Brits, this again, inches away, testing McHale.
And on the flip side, the Australians running onto their throws, not needing to bid, showing patience, waiting for the right opportunity to score, which they did, and they're 2 points away, Liam.
And that's the contrast. They're hitting on their hooks, Australian, and throwing them forgiving. You know, sometimes they've had the sky defenders, but GB have just overthrown everyone. And you got to make them catchable. Nobody marking Hillman. Now McGuckin comes in there, and he just played it at no point. I'm really surprised they've sent him out there on D. Funk has gone deep. Ford hesitates, looking for Cameron, who bounces to the break side. Very flat force here from Australians. A gasp from the crowd. The Aussies are on their feet to support this Dingo home team. Mead, forever free for Great Britain. Cameron hesitates in the backhand. We all know he prefers that flick hook. Ford fakes, back to Mead. And now a gargantuan hammer from Ford. And Funk rises and defies gravity, hanging in the air. No regard for Isaac Newton and the loss of physics there.
Come on, let's go. Come on, D. Come on, D.
Oh, an absolute skyscraper of a play.
Come on, D.
Funk getting up high, taking it at its highest point. Close on the bid from Australia. But we'll take a really good look at this because he took a climb, had to go over the defender without making contact.
gets up early. Funk and Justin Ford, as his career's progressed, he's become more of a thrower for this GB side, and Funk takes a tumble, but the first thing he said after scoring that goal is, "Let's go D."
Those three things are about to get on this field, and they're going to put them in a fucking hole. We're going to take the disc off them, and they're never going to get it back off us.
Fuck yeah!
Because we
Put
can
them in a
press
hole,
that
boys!
Frisbee.
Come on, boys!
Come on!
2, 3,
GB!
Come on, B!
All the way, boys!
You can see how much it means to this Great Britain squad. I won't repeat everything Tom Abrams said there, but he said we're not going to give it back to them. A bit more of colourful language used from the Brits. You can see they're pumped up. They're trying to find that energy. I'm putting on a show for everyone here on the Gold Coast. This, a massive moment for the Brits. They would love to get a bronze medal in this competition, but also World Games place at stake here. But the Firetails already got their bronze medal and their beers and their pizza. Who's cheering on the Dingoes now? They want to do what the Firetails just did, win a bronze medal on this field. You know, it'd be massive for Australian Ultimate in the whole if they came away with 2 medals. The mixed team just missing out. Manos watches that all the way into his hands, and again sagging from the Brits. See Rogacki unmarked now at the moment on the near sideline.
He said they want it in his hands, and it is.
Surprisingly, not throwing it to the end zone. He's pointing to the end zone now, Rogacki.
He is out free, bottom of screen.
I guess he wants the sky to the highlight reel as well. Tula. Rogacki again unmarked. Hall poaching off him. Now they send the crossfield hammer. Rogacki. You can see the crowd cheering him on. A fan favorite here in Runaway Bay Sports Complex.
Tom knowing this is likely his last game, his last point for the Dingoes.
The lights are on here in Gold Coast, and nobody's at home because they're all watching this one live. Great containment defense here from the Bits. Gann finally gets the undershot to McGuckin. Rogacki shut down this time. Ladamatos stretching the Brits like a slinky. Now's Rogacki. Dishes it off to Ladamatos. Tulip working hard. Hotly contested every pass here.
Rag and Hall leaving nothing in the tank, both making bids. We will have a foul call and I think a discussion.
And then I thought I got close to the Frisbee anyway, second foul.
Foul, accept, 1.
Ladamatos retains possession. Just 1 or 2 yards to go, but GB switching and protecting the end zone. A shot to the back, and who else but the legend of the game with the big golf swing celebration. I'm sure he's doing hard work on the golf course as well, but it's on the Ultimate field. He's getting goals for Australia.
Perhaps a hint, Liam, when people retire they go golfing, and the big one wood of Thomas Rogacki. Firstly, the throws, backing his teammates in. both on the backhand and flick side. Just levers on him, Liam. Absolute levers, able to get so much power. Throwing it to two teammates at a time, and this time catching the goal.
He knocks that one out of the park. Tom Bergacki, the human highlight reel. He's done it all now. He got the forehand tuck, the backhand tuck, and the goal in the end zone. It's now game point Australia. The Aussies pumped up. Electric atmosphere in this bronze medal matchup. Game point Australia. The Aussie sideline are on their feet. The Germans at home on their feet. It would mean world games for them. I think Anna Gerner owes the Aussie lads a beer if they can pull this one off. There's Ashley O in possession now. Again, this zone testing Justin Ford, who has been hitting those hammers all day. Ford, East.
Ford getting it at will here, Liam.
Yeah, allowing the resets quite easy now, Australians. Making light work of the zone so far. East, nice one to Ford. Is this the last dance for the likes of Ford? 37 years young. Still one of the top players in Europe. Going to East, one of the up-and-coming stars. Again, throws the hammer, plenty of time for Mead. Putting pressure on the British handler. And there's a call, I believe, and you can see them all squeezing in as the stall count rises. Mead was swarmed by a few mounted men. You can see the Aussies trying to get the crowd pumped up. And they are on their feet here. That almost a foot block, but bit of a hammer fest here from the Brits. McHale following his throw. Thinks about the hammer, but finds the hole. Great composure in this second half, and Robbie Haynes' shot gets the goal. Brilliant overhead throws, blades from the Brits. And they've been flawless in the second half, the GBO line, but they need to get a break. They've had chances, they've copped it up. They need to go on a serious run here. This will be a game point possession for the Aussies.
Great Britain have every reason to believe, as I believe we see a timeout called by GB. This throw, pinpoint. Outside in, didn't break stride. But if I was GB, obviously it's about them. However, we do also know, Liam, that the now gold medal contenders in their quarterfinal were down by the same margin. They were 14-11 down, and they're at home resting up ahead of their gold medal match tomorrow now. So it's definitely been done. It's been done at this tournament. It has been done on this field.
Are you trying to jinx the Aussies? Do you think they can pull it down?
I'm just saying it's been done. That's all I'm saying. I'm working really hard to be balanced, mate. Really hard. They don't have to be balanced. The Firetails with a medal around their necks, looking to get one for their male compatriots.
A magnificent performance from the Australian women. You know, Australia making it to the final of the World Games last time. They've already guaranteed a spot in China. Conor McHale would love to play a World Games, hasn't done it yet. Won't get the opportunity unless they can break here. He's crossed over.
Right call, I think, Liam. Right or die time.
We see the likes of Hillman as well, Alcock. That pull might land in. Oh, looks like it was on the line, which should be out of bounds. That as close as you can get. Not the way GB want to start off this defensive pressure.
You saw just how much it took the jam out of Warnock's donut. He'd done the rundown. I think he half looked back to the Jumbotron just to be sure, but accepted the brick call.
Chula. GB sticking with their guns here. This sagging defense. A collision downfield between Hillman and Ladamatos. Quick slap of hands in there. Ready to go again. Booking. Taking the Tulip matchup. One of the young stars. Congrabin Dan. Hits McGuffin under McHale. Throwing himself around. Dan taking off up line. Well, there's the first turn. There is some light at the end of the tunnel now, peeking out for the Brits. Hillman. A deep shot to McHale, and they're doing what they've done all game long and overthrowing him. That was another horrendous shot. Downwind, overthrowing McHale.
I mean, he at least had a play on the first two. That one just well off him. Throwing the hands up, and probably fair enough. He's absolutely gutsed it out. He's been heroic so far.
Will they get it back again? McGuckin getting that McHale matchup.
Dan trying to come out of the stack through traffic, fair enough.
Great Britain against the ropes here. Can Australia do it in front of the home crowd? Can. Chula finds himself downfield. Grimmond is free going deep. But they work the under. That a daisy cutter, but called up. Play continues. McGuckin. Looking for Grimmond. Great motion offense. Just a few meters away from glory. Who will take the shot? Ladamatos. There's an option open across field. Hewlett. Ice in the veins. Gets there round. Break shot, and it's a bronze medal for Australia. They do it on home soil. Heartbreak for the Brits.
And the next chapter in this epic rivalry has been written. The Dingoes go home with a bronze. They join the Firetails as Australian medalists on their home soil. The Brits gallant, generated chances at the end, but Australia holding their nerve to win the 3-4 playoff.
The home crowd stand and applaud. And who else to punch it in? Tom Hewlett's been sensational. Making it count when it matters most. And we will see some Boynton Mueller, some Buhler, some Gerners in China. Germany can book their tickets now. They owe the Australian team a round of beers at the pub tonight.
Well, I think it's Oktoberfest, isn't it? It's almost Oktoberfest. I think a couple of tickets there, probably fair enough. Germany through to World Games. Another massive storyline, Liam, coming out of this tournament.
A proud day for the Aussie Dingoes. They've worked so hard for this moment. And the Firetails will be joining the Dingoes in celebrating a bronze medal victory. And you see Rogacki means so much to that man. Enjoying it with some of the younger players on the roster. Perry, the hometown hero, coming out of Queensland. I'm sure his family are in the stand now as all the crowd stand up to applaud this sensational outfit. What an occasion. Remember this day for the rest of their lives. And we are joined by now bronze medalist, a legend of the game. Who else but Tom Rogacki? Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
How are you feeling right now?
Pretty ecstatic, pretty happy. It's always tough to come off a semi, and but you know, third's so much better than fourth. So yeah, really feel for GB right now, but yeah, really happy with where we are after this morning's disappointment.
And Tom, an excellent game from you. 47 years of age. 2, 3, 4 years ago, did you ever picture that you would be not only in a Dingoes jersey, but with a bronze medal around your neck?
No, look, we spent a lot of time this campaign talking about legacy, and we're disappointed not to go. That one step we haven't done is to get to the final for an open team, but it's our third bronze now, backing up from 8 years ago. We're keeping Australia there. We've qualified for all games as a country, and the women did amazing as well to do the same. So, and universe point for our mixed team. So the program's in real good condition, and I'm personally delighted, Mozza. You know, happy not to be chasing you.
Yeah, no room for that kind of humility, especially from you, Tom. We all know better. But seriously, commenting on your own game, you did unleash some big throws. I think the crowd ecstatic to see it, as well as catch one for yourself. I don't know if you are going around in 4 years' time, but I wouldn't count you out of it. But how do you rate your own performance?
Look, nice of you to say. Look, you know, we've got such a deep roster, and it's about, you know, coming on and doing your job, and I guess I give the team a slightly different look. We've got some unbelievable short, small ball game and great movement, and I think the boys know what I'm on. I'm looking for that, and Bill and Sam and Rob, you know, they all know what they're looking for, and it happened to work today, but we've also played some really good clean ultimate along the way as well. But yeah, personally happy. Some days it comes off, some days it doesn't. Glad it worked today, Mozza.
You're a veteran of the sport. You got to play with some younger players on the squad. Who stood out to you as, you know, the next generation?
Yeah, look, we've got a bunch of Goannas, our under-24 team here. John O'Keefe, Kobe, Ollie, Lucian, you know, unbelievable little handler, had a lot of experience in the US. So we've got a bunch of under-24s. I mean, Belgium's got obviously a Rise Privé young team. Japan's a bit older. So you look around the country, we've got some really good young players, and a lot will go around again. No doubt some won't be here. 8 years is a long time, so it's quite a new roster. I think we've only got 5 returning Dingoes this time from 8 years ago, but I think the country's in good shape for 4 years' time. Can't wait.
Congratulations on the bronze medal. We'll let you go join the Spirit Circle now, and we'll see you in the pub later.
Thank you very much. Likewise.
What a bronze medal game, folks. Fair play to both teams. They put on a show for us. Alcock with the big block, and there was big buttery biscuits from the likes of Rogacki, and they made the plays when it mattered most. McGuckin, Andrews catching everything in the skies over the Gold Coast. Congratulations to Australia. Hard luck to the Brits. They fought a good fight, but only one team could win it. Australia with the bronze medal, and Rogacki still got it.